So we're going to start with just color 101. And we'll start with talking about primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. But there's two basic color models that you should be aware of, RGB and CMYK. You've probably heard of these before. You probably know what these are, but we're just going to go over a quick refresher of what each of these are and what they mean and how to use them. So RGB is for digital mediums. Every color in this model is a mix of red, green, and blue to some degree, and is often referred to as the additive color model, since you are adding colors to produce a new color. CMYK is used for physical mediums. Think billboards, t-shirts, prints, magazines, anything that is physical and not on the screen. That is what CMYK is for. Colors are generated by adding certain amounts of black or key, that's what the K stands for in here, to combinations of cyan, magenta, and yellow. Key back in the day was black, but it often referred to the markings on a print, so a printer could line up the print with the press, but they still use it for black because that's pretty much the key color. And depending on how much black you include in a color in print, it'll change it. So red, green, and blue can't be used as primarily mixing colors in physical designs because they're too dark and the results are often inaccurate when you produce them. So I used to work at a print shop back in the day, and people would come in with their own designs and they would have them in RGB, and they're just like, we want this just right here, print it please. We'd print it and it would be completely inaccurate and they'd get mad at us. But they didn't use the right color model, and so the colors were inaccurate when we printed them. So this is oftentimes referred to the subtractive color model, since you subtract light from color by including different colors. So think about like mixing paint, right? If it's too bright or if it's too washed out, you add color to pull that light out to add more richness into it. So here's kind of this is the same color, but in different color spaces. So this is an RGB version of red, and this is the CMYK version of red. So primary colors in digital mediums, right? Because we're talking about digital design here, but primary colors in digital mediums, red, green, and blue. Secondary colors in digital mediums are generated by mixing primary colors. So you add two primary colors, that produces a secondary color. A tertiary color is generated by mixing a primary color with a secondary color. So blue and magenta equals a shade of purple. So there's primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. And those are the basic color models you should be aware of. So building on that, let's talk about the color wheel. We've all seen the color wheel. It's a visual representation of the color basic, like the most basic color combination spectrum. So you've seen color wheels that have probably 40 colors in them. Some of them have 80 colors in them, but this is the most basic one. The basic color wheel includes three primary colors, which we talked about, which are red, green, and blue. It also includes three secondary colors, yellow, cyan, and magenta. And then it includes 6 tertiary colors, which are the combinations of a primary and a secondary color. Altogether, that creates the color wheel. Half of the color wheel are considered the warm colors, and the other half are considered the cool colors.